United States 2024 triple NCAA gold medalist, made the final in Paris at the Olympic Games and in Tokyo last year. The double Olympic champion over 400 metres, Shawnee Miller-Uibo, is back on the track. She kind of said she'd retired from 400 and 2 children later, and she seems to be trying to figure out if she can be a world-class 200-metre runner. Shericka Jackson is the fastest woman alive, 21:41 to take the world title in Budapest. She was back on the podium with a bronze medal in Tokyo, despite a pretty disrupted 2025. Navia Battle goes in lane 4. She won the first 4 Diamond Leagues last year, backed it up with a 4th place at the World Championships as well. Jonah Prandini has done 22:36 this season already, the fastest in a couple of years. Big part of the US relay squad in the last few years. Chen Yunjie, a 17-year-old, takes lane 2. She's the Asian senior champion last year at the age of just 16. In the lane, in the inside lane, Tori Lewis of Australia, former world junior silver medalist, making great progress as a senior, getting faster with every season. What a treat to have some of the best sprinters in the world at this stage of the season going head to head. A Navia Battle, so good at this point last year. Sha'Carri Richardson, so quick over 100. Amy Hunt, the new global medalist. And Shericka Jackson, the fastest woman alive over half a lap. This is the women's 200 metres.
Set.
And away in the women's 200 metres. And not much to choose between the athletes in the first 50 metres. Shawnee Miller-Uibo just been caught by Jackson at the moment, but you'd expect that Uibo might come strong in the end with their 400 metre history. Shericka Jackson at the moment slightly ahead of this field. The Jamaican trying to start 2026 off with a win, and she does, 22:07 into a slight headwind. But that's an important win for Shericka Jackson. She was sensational in 2023. She didn't start in Paris at the Olympic Games. It was a good return to form in Tokyo last year for her with a bronze medal over 200. But you felt like she was playing catch-up all year. Perhaps 2026 will be smoother for Jackson. We saw her at the World Relays just running in the heats of the women's 4x100. But here, starting her season off on the Diamond League circuit with a win. And I just saw it flash up, a 2nd place for Shawnee Miller-Uibo. That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Let's look at this again. Good start here from Richardson. But for me, Jackson, one of the best bend runners in the business. And is this Shericka back? That was one of the questions being asked in the run-up to this brilliant race. It is one of the most stacked of the entire programme here. Shawnee Miller-Uibo on her return. This is her first Diamond League meeting since Zurich 23. She'll be delighted, I'm sure. The taller athlete really pushing hard to try and track Jackson down. But once Jackson got her nose in front, she was away and she held on under some pressure. Hunt likes to come late, but didn't have enough, left herself too much to do, and came in just behind Richardson. But Jackson, as you mentioned, was unstoppable in 23. 24 was a devastating season with that hamstring problem that cost her the Olympic Games. And 25 was really a sort of a transition year, wasn't it, really? And the fact that she got her bronze medal in Tokyo, her faithful medal she called it, I think that's a great start for the Jamaican.
What a moment. What a night. What a final. This women's 200 metres could be utterly electric. Marie-José Tarlou, she's just helped Côte d'Ivoire make the final of the 4x1. Could she spring a surprise? She was 4th in the 100 and bitterly disappointed. Fantastic athlete.
In lane 9, the 100 metres gold medalist here in Budapest.
On the outside, Sha'Carri Richardson, gold medalist in the 100 metres in her favourite lane. Could she do it again? She might well need to run a lifetime best.
In lane 3, she's world ranked number 6 this year, 4x100.
Martinique Strawn was a double World Junior Champion in 2012. It's taken her a long time to fulfill her potential, but she's had the best season of her career. And this, believe it or not, is her first individual global final since those World Juniors. Down to 22.15 this year, the Bahamian goes in 3. The fourth fastest woman in history. Gabby Thomas, bronze 2 years ago, but she's even quicker this year. Can she do it against an all-star stellar lineup? She's a massive figure in American track and field, but it's a huge test. Dina Asher-Smith knows what it takes to win this title. She did so 4 years ago in Doha and got a bronze 12 months ago in Eugene. It's been a difficult season for Asher-Smith, but if anyone can rise to the occasion, it is the former champion. What a moment for St. Lucia. What a moment for Julian Alfred. 5th in the 100 metres. She's a Commonwealth silver medalist, the 4th fastest in the world this year. Alfred for St. Lucia, bidding for their first medal.
2 times a major bronze medalist for Great Britain.
She made the Olympic final a couple of years ago over 100 metres. Daryl Nita is skipping her way into the 200 final. Full of running, full of confidence, and a massive PB for second in the second semi-final. She's now 3rd on the British all-time list.
And finally in lane 6, the defending world champion for Jamaica.
Silver in the 100 metres. Is it going to be gold again for the defending champion, Shericka Jackson? Dan O'Brien next to me. This is just about the best lineup you could ever have for a 200-metre final. This is going to be huge.
Well, and there's so many storylines here. The Jamaicans absolutely ruled the sprints in Eugene last year. Sha'Carri Richardson foiled that again this season. But Shericka Jackson has absolutely looked the best of all these competitors here in the 200 meters. I'll tell you what, keep an eye on Gabby Thomas. She is an absolute star in the makings, and whether she wins gold here or not, she's going to be one of the favorites in Paris next year.
I promise I'm not exaggerating when I say you can almost feel everyone's pulses quicken. That is the sense of expectation here in Budapest. This could be so fast.
And Sha'Carri Richardson has nothing to lose. She just needs to relax.
Richardson, USA 9. Thomas, USA 8. Alfred, St. Lucia in 7. Jackson, defending champion, in 6, Jamaica. Daryl Nita, Great Britain, 5. Asher-Smith, Great Britain, 4. Strawn, Bahamas, 3. Tarlou, Côte d'Ivoire in 2. It's been absolutely brilliant in Budapest this week, and it might be about to get even better. 4 athletes in this field have broken 22 seconds this season. In Jackson and Thomas, we have the 2nd and 4th fastest women in history, and outside them, in her lucky lane 9, is the newly crowned 100-metre champion, brimming with confidence and belief. Whoever wins this may have to run very, very close to a 35-year-old world record to do so. This is the Women's 200-metre World Championship Final. The ultimate final explodes into life. Jackson's going really well in the middle to go with her. But it's Shericka Jackson up here. Watch the clock. This is so fast. Richardson. It's the 2nd fastest time ever run. And a mark of her confidence is that she looked fleetingly disappointed that she hadn't broken the world record. Thomas took the silver with 21.81 and Richardson the bronze. That was simply majestic. It was never in doubt. World record. That was stunning from Jackson.
Well, you look at her in the last 100 meters, and she is so concentrating on her form and her technique, and she is an absolute metronome down the home straight all the way through the line. She doesn't need to dip. She knows she's running extremely fast, and I think she had more than just the 200-meter world championship on the line. She did want that world record.
You could tell in her eyes when she looked at the clock when she finished. Yes, she was pleased she won, but she knew that was fast. I thought for a whisker, just for a whisker, I thought she might have done it. It was ever so close.
You've got to feel for Julian Alfred as well. Fourth place finish. She was fifth in the 100. Fourth place finish here. She's had a wonderful championship, but just outshadowed.
So Wagwan Jamaica. So hello everyone. I hope that you are all doing well. So kindly guys, if it's for the first time that you are coming across my video, feel free to share, comment, and also don't forget to smash the subscribe button. And for the returning one guys, I want to appreciate you for the love and support that you have shown me. So I hope that you have watched the entire race till the end, and it's a joy to see Jamaican winning. It's a joy to see how Jamaican do their thing. You have seen that race, the first race, it had a lot of good competitors from big nation, and you have seen Jamaican has taken the lead. That shows you that winning against Jamaican has become a problem to other athletics. Defeating Jamaican is not easy. So you have seen that even before the race had started, you could see the Jamaican were just relaxed. The Jamaican, they looked like, they didn't look that they were nervous. They were just relaxed because they know, they were ready and they believed in themselves. And you could hear before even the race had started, the crowd were chanting. That is because that was a big race and it has a lot of good competitors, and I was very happy seeing how Jamaican did the thing. Jamaican has a good history of winning gold. Jamaican has been dominating in relays. Jamaican has been dominating in those short distances, and when it comes to these short distance races, just leave it to Jamaican, because Jamaicans are very good. You have seen even Richardson from USA, after that race he went straight and hugged Jackson because she saw how good Jackson was, and you have seen that the pace that Sharika had, it's very, very good. The gap that he left to the other athletics, that shows you that Jamaicans are the beast in this track and field. USA have been, we have been seeing tight competition between Jamaican and USA. A lot of races. Many people, have been debating. They were saying like, USA nowadays have become more dangerous, and you have seen that, Jamaican remains the king. You have seen that, Jamaican have really showcased the world that when it comes to track and field, they are the best. Even though their legend like Usain Bolt retired, you have seen that Jamaican flag will always be on top. Jamaican name will always be on top. You could hear even from the commentators, mostly they were mentioning Jamaican because they know Jamaican is big. Jamaican has a good history of breaking records. Jamaican has a good history of winning some gold. So you have seen, and when you are big guys, like a country like Jamaica, when you are big, all eyes are on you. When you are big, everybody is going to speak about you. You have seen that, those commentators were mostly mentioning Jamaica because they know in every race that we have Jamaican, that race won't be easy. If you are an athletics and you see Jamaica next to you, just know that race won't be easy, because Jamaican is being known for not giving up. Jamaican is being known for pushing. Jamaican is being known for doing what they can. Jamaican is being known for not giving up, and it's a joy seeing Jamaican doing their stuff. And we, as I've been telling you, Jamaicans, we are your fans. You know, here in Kenya, guys, we really see how Jamaicans carry themselves, and we really like how Jamaicans, and we support them, and we feel very happy when we see Jamaican carrying their flag. They have become #1. They are like dancing together. You know, their fans are chanting, and it's a very joy to watch. Even guys, here where I live, we have some buses having graffiti of Sharika Jackson. We have some buses, you know, having stickers of Usain Bolt, and that shows you that here, guys, in Kenya, we really support. You know, we are like cousins from different islands. You know, Kenyan is being known for those long distance races, and Jamaica is based in those short distance races and relay, and we connect through, you know, these Olympics. And you know, we are all black, and black people are being known for showing love and supporting each other, and that's why, you know, I've been displaying this video, because it's a joy, you know, let the world know that, you know, Jamaicans are the king and the beast in this track and field. So guys, to those athletics, I want to congratulate you for making winning Jamaican gold medal and making Jamaican proud. And not only Jamaican, you have made us our big fan. You know, you have made us the fan of Jamaican very proud. So guys, you can leave at least a comment section to congratulate them. You can leave a word of prayer too, so that God can continue protecting these athletics, because we need them. Jamaica needs them. We need Jamaican to be winning a lot of gold, and we want to see a Jamaican flag on top. We want to see Jamaican name on billboards. And the other day I showcased you video of under 17 boys and girls, and Jamaican are still the one that are dominating, and that shows you that Jamaica is in safe hands. Even though these legends, you know, are going to retire, we have some gems, some young youths that are showcasing that we will be hearing Jamaicans name a lot of times. So guys, if it's for the first time that you are coming across my video, feel free to share, comment, and also don't forget to smash that subscribe button. And before I forget, I want to thank you for the 1,000 subscribers, and we keep on pushing, and it's we keep on seeing this, because, you know, Jamaican is big, and then when you are big, all eyes on you. And what I really like about Jamaican is Jamaican, they fight till the end. Jamaican, you know, they always push, and they are really doing great. They are really showcasing the world that, you know, Jamaican to the world, and one love. So guys, stay safe. Meet you in my next video. One love.